Hello, everyone. I am here to provide the October energy update. But before doing that, let me introduce myself to people who are new and who don't know me yet. My name is Rashmi, and I am an intuitive person. By that, I mean that I am able to tap into my intuition to help others. I am a healer, and by intuition, I mean that when I connect to the universe, a word, a thought, an emotion, a symbol, a visual, or any image of any kind may occur in my mind, and I will be able to attach some meaning to it and provide some messages, any kind of information to myself and others. And through that, I am able to help answer questions for my own self, for people, and help us unlock certain clarity, confidence, creative ideas, new ways of being, and help everybody move forward in life from that point on. I am a trained and certified healer in many energy healing modalities that I use to help people in healing their subconscious mind. So that's a little bit about me. And now let's go to the October energy update. Uh, October is a very foundational month, and the energies being cultivated in this month would be like active for the coming at least 3 4 months, at least till January. So two main themes were uh, given to me in October, and that are fluidity and potential. So let's go to the first one. So fluidity, being fluid, helps us to come back to our own power. There are times when we knowingly or unknowingly become very rigid because life takes over. We may get into a complain and blame mode. We may act or take decisions from a point of hurt and out of the you or maybe like out of the usual nature, because we have so many conditioned patterns which we may not even be aware of. We become a roadblock or deadlocked to ourselves and others. The energy in October is such that we are being told by universe that rigidity is not our true nature, and we are being asked to embrace fluidity, and it rigidity will actually start losing power or not work in our favor. When we are fluid in our nature, we are more embracing, we are more open, we are more happy and joyful, and it is an energy of growth for ourselves and others. So of course it may feel like that it is embracing fluidity is not easy and acceptable at all times. The question here is to ask about how can I be fluid in certain areas of my life to bring a positive change. And what are those areas of your life where maybe just 1% more fluidity may be required? Maybe it is in your conversation or interaction with others. Maybe it is, just sometimes we are so unknowingly having those difficult expressions on our face, and it just gives a message out that we are so unwelcoming. So how can I be just little bit more flexible, little bit more fluid in my facial expressions maybe? Yeah. The other thing that I was reminded of is about how these times uh, are quite similar to 2020 in terms of change. So in spiritual world, you might have heard other people also talking about how 2024 is similar to 2020. Yeah. So 2020 was massive in terms of change for the entire world, while the energies of collective at that time were more external. 2024 has been massive internally, like major shifts on personal level for people. So what changes did you experience for your own self during this year? So let me share one of the examples here. And I was talking to someone candidly some time back for healing things, and we were talking about change and transformation in life. And this person kept on asking me about how did my life change after a certain incident that we were discussing about. And they meant like physical, tangible changes in my environment, like getting more money and stuff. And I paused and I could not answer at that time because it was difficult for me at that time to explain that while my physical environment was not shifting too much, but the transformation or the huge transformation that I had gone inside me had made such a huge impact in my life. And my emotional and behavioral changes were being reflected in my actions. So sometimes we get too focused on having that external outlook. And having said that, I don't really mean that I want to neglect the tangible results. And they are not important, not at all. Those are equally important. However, sometimes we fail to see or override these long term significant shifts that happen inside us, which sometimes can change the flow of our life completely. Yeah. So I ask you the same. What has shifted inside you this year? Or how does it change your outlook or give a new direction to your life? That is about being fluid. How we can have growth mindset. How do we move forward from here on? Another thing that I was reminded was about how people have been falling sick this year. And I could see that happening with people from different parts of the world with whom I was interacting. Some of the sickness this year has been weather, changing environment, and lifestyle, and some of it has also been spiritual and energetic reasons. While the energy of the collective is changing, we are becoming more and more aware. Our bodies are catching up to that energy. It is a time, and right rather like next 2 3 years are going to be a time of structural changes. That is what universe has been telling. And again, it is similar to 2020 where structures were changing rapidly. And by structure here, I do not necessarily mean physical structures, but more of an integral structure. Like, for example, almost the entire world moved to working from home culture during 2020 when COVID happened. It changed the perception and structure of ways of working in just one go. And there were impacts on relationships, there were impacts on health, which led people to question the ways of being, question lifestyles, question the ways of living. And these questions were becoming more central points of introspection. So, structure here may also mean ways of life based on collective conditioning. And isn't it interesting and similar to 2020, but more on a local and personal ground, right? So the changes, while we are being made conscious of changes, you know, uh, it is the energy that I feel behind is not changes in terms of uh like we experienced difficult changes in 2020, right? But there is a very very grounding energy in these changes at this moment. So it is like kind of a safe space where we are being given time to adapt to the changes that are happening. So that is also important to note. So with that, let's come to the next theme, which is potential. And I'll say the specific words that had come to me in my meditations, that potential is present in everybody and everything. But potential in itself is a dormant force. It needs conscious action to be activated, to be invoked, to be brought to life. And when this happens, it is like fresh energy or awakening. And the times right now are such that universe is trying to wake us up to that potential and help us awaken it. While this energy has been pretty active since March 2024, we are being consciously made aware of it again right now. I have had conversations with many people who has talked about some or the other experience of them having solved some issue in their life, which might have been stuck for like years, or may have seemed so complicated that they were not finding solutions around it. And like they just got the solution for that, or they could find some motivation to change a habit, which they have been wanting to do for a very long time but were not able to do that. So say they started finding it easier to do that now. The energies of the universe are very open and rhythmic right now to support the changes of these kind. And it is kind of a time of accelerated growth in rapid succession. So that is what my spiritual guides said to me during energy update. So they said that it is a time of accelerated growth in rapid succession. So while this energy is palpable right now, you may see it getting very, very active somewhere in Jan 2025 and onwards. This is the right time when we are at the end quarter of end few months of 2024 to reflect on your life and find your goals, put a intention around it, and action towards it, and move forward in that direction. So it is like the wind is supporting you from behind to make the most of it right now. And while we are talking about potential, I would also like to talk about this word strength, and how energetically the meaning of strength has come to me in different terms or has evolved over past 2 years. I am taking an analogy here to explain the energetic meaning right now. So since 2021 and till the mid of somewhere 2024, strength as it was being presented energetically was like someone who has fallen to the ground and they are trying to lift themselves up. Somewhere towards the end of 2023 till like August 2024, it was more like using the strength to move forward, as if you are like making an effort with all your might to push yourself forward, maybe towards a goal or a direction. And now the energies are shifting to a new level of strength to say, like building or establishing a solid self, strengthening the core inside you, creating that firmness, that willpower inside you, or like bringing that light inside you to shine even more. So maybe you are somebody who is introspecting your identity, your purpose in the world right now, or you are just trying to make new habits. You are trying to make a move in new directions or ventures, discovering new meanings of life and work and ways of being in your life. So how are you adapting a more firm, more bolder approach, or challenging your beliefs and mindset in new directions? The manifestation of these energies will vary or be similar to each one of us in unique ways. So, could you notice some relation of all this in your life at this time, uh, with whatever is going in your life? So it is very fascinating for me as someone who works with energies to see the play of all these energetics in my own life, and to see how it is playing out in the world. If you are interested in experiencing it for yourself, uh, our calendar for next 6 months is out now. Very interesting and life transforming healing sessions, meditations, and intuition courses, and many more energy healings are available for you to choose from. We had a beautiful Navratri experience and workshop with Goddess Energy guiding us. You can reach out to me for more details. And it was again very interesting to see the words fluidity and potential come up, which is again, I feel, is a combination of divine feminine and masculine energies, because fluidity is more related to a feminine energy. And while we talk about potential, and here we talked about potential which is action based, so action is more related to the masculine energy. So it was very interesting that how these energies are like playing together, and we experienced that in our workshops in the Navratri goddess energy and divine feminine and masculine workshop. So you can reach out to me for more details about the courses for the next or the sections for the next 6 months. And till we meet again, I wish you good luck and prosperous time in the coming festival season. So bye for now. See you again.